Well, good morning. I pray that you slept well. Yes, it's very cold out this morning. Temperatures were in like the 29 when I woke up this morning. But due to the coldness, I was able to get my heat fixed, y'all. The heater is fixed inside the house. The um, warm, beautiful, toasty, all those things. Anyway, I want to talk to y'all this morning. Just a mere conversation. No script. Not reading from the internet. But I just want to tell y'all honestly my thoughts on being a senior, 65 and up, and trying to get a job. Or should I say 60 and up and trying to get a job. I had a friend call me and he was telling me that he had put in several applications. And mind you, he's 60 years old and he can't seem to get no feedback and nothing that he puts in. I mean, he didn't even try welcome to Walmart. He done went and tried working at a factory and he didn't get no call back from that, like a chicken factory or whatever. He done went and tried to get a job, just doing anything, everything. His car is not that well, so he don't want to do gig work and kill it, so he won't be able to get around. He wanted to just get out and find another job. Okay, but in the midst of him putting in jobs, they put in so many applications coming from, a desk job, and now needing money to be able to sustain his life with the cost of inflation and the high rising of everything and rent going up and needing extra money for food. And there's a plethora of reasons why we need extra money. Who don't need extra money right now? But to be a senior trying to go back out there and trying to find work is so hard. The challenges that you will face. Now, just having this mere conversation, y'all type in the comments the challenges you think that seniors are facing when they're out there looking for a job, or if you're a senior yourself, type some of the things that you have faced if you've been out there looking for a job. Because right now, with AI coming in, taking over, and AI being able to do a lot of the jobs that you may be out here applying for, but if you're a truck driver and you can't get a job driving for UPS, you want to go to Amazon, you're not strong enough to be working in their warehouses or in the Walmart warehouses. You're not just strong enough because you can't keep up. And at a certain age, you think you're doing your best. Now, he wanted to argue that I'm just as fast as some of the younger people. No, sir. No, sir. No, you're not. No, you're not. You may think you are, but if your performance is not there, they don't need you. AI, now we just having a conversation. Y'all don't shoot the messenger, but type in the comments what y'all think about this topic that we talking about, as far as seniors going back out into the workforce and trying to compete with AI, trying to compete with the younger able bodies that are already out there. And yeah, we still think we still got it. Yeah, we still think we still able to move. And yeah, we in our age, yeah, we still think we look good and we able to do it. And we're still productive. But the way society is now, and the way they look at life now, this is where the mindset comes in at the different changes. Sir, you're in the way. Ma'am, you're in the way. Ma'am, you're not strong enough. You're not fast enough. You're not keeping up with production. You're not able to stay awake. You may be moving too slow. You may think you're doing the best you can. You can't understand. You want to be argumentative and you want to go back and forth with them, and you can't outrun that machine. And there's no use for you, sir. There's no use for you, ma'am. But you don't have to feel useless. There may be some jobs that you might can find that you might can do from home. Hey, YouTube, how about that? How about doing some social media, YouTube, get on the platform and start telling your story, because a lot of people do need to hear it. It was my advice to him. Turn the camera on and start telling your story to YouTube, because there's a lot of seniors out there that are looking for work that may feel as though that they're trying to supplement their income, and they're trying to be able to pay for their medications and trying to keep a roof over their head and trying to keep simple things like food on the table. And then, yeah, the government may be reopening back up, but there's no decisions being made, and we're not going to go down that rabbit hole, because back in January, as soon as January come, we're going to be kicking this same can on down the road again, because there's been no decision made for Obamacare, none of that. So I don't even want to get all into that. But what I want to talk about is the seniors and how this is going to affect the seniors going forward. And we don't want you to end up homeless and on the street. And so it's like saying a lot of seniors are set in their ways, and seniors don't want to buckle. They don't want to give. They don't want to realize that they need help. They don't want to let you think that I've worked all these years and now why this country is not supporting me. Honey, they're not going to support you. We can argue that, because that's the way it used to be. We're not living in those times no more. Nothing is normal for us anymore. I'm a senior myself. And I see it. So this is just a mere conversation. We're not getting all into the political aspect of it. And you don't have to be politically right. And you don't have to go get up a whole bunch of numbers to have this conversation. We just going to have a conversation like we sitting in my living room. Now, I feel that when you get a certain age, you may have to find other seniors that are like-minded, seniors that may be into doing some things. Not saying it's time for you to go sit in an old folks home or a nursing home, because ain't no telling what may be happening there. Going on there with their income or with the finances to support that situation. But right now, what I am going to tell you is, you too, even as a senior, you need to find your tribe. You may have to find someone that you can share the cost with. See, the problem with sharing the cost with somebody is you got to find somebody who's like-minded, somebody that's responsible, respectful, somebody's going to respect your time, somebody that is highly functional, that can take care of themselves, do for themselves. Because see, let's just use me for example. I'm 66 years old. I don't want another 66-year-old to move into my house as a guest in my house and then I have to take care of them. I don't want to do that. I don't want to take care of another 66-year-old. I have a son that I got to take care of, but I don't want to take care of another grown person, or be able to try to have to re-raise another grown person by telling them what their responsibilities are. You want to go into someone's house already responsible. If I didn't have a place to stay right now, and I know that my income was not enough for me to live on my own, and I didn't go stay with my children, in order for me to be able to make it, I would try to find another elderly person that I possibly could get along with, and not in a relationship type of thing, but as a friendship, as a companionship, just to have somebody in the house, somebody that can pay their own way, somebody can drive themselves where they got to go, somebody knows how to be respectful and keep costs down by not leaving lights on all day long while these people are functioning, who knows how to clean up behind themselves and don't mind doing a couple extra chores around that person's house, because now that's where you live, and out of the kindness of their heart, because they allowed you to come and stay with them, there should be some extra things that they shouldn't even have to tell you. You should volunteer to do these things, and especially with the way the economy is today, as far as picking up behind yourself, keeping your space clean, making sure they don't have to beg you for your share of the rent, making sure that you understand how to keep costs down by keeping extra lights off. When you walk out of the room, cut that light off. I mean, these are things that you were taught when you were supposed to be taught when you was a youngin' coming up. And now we got adults that don't want to respect other people's time, other people's space. And when we start talking about why seniors cannot get a job, some of this is the real reason why you cannot get a job. First of all, a lot of you seniors, I hate to say it, but a lot of you are stuck in your ways and you're argumentative and you don't want to listen, even if the boss is trying to tell you something. Once you become and then you become a liability because your bones are not as strong as they used to be, and something always hurts. Then you want to take a lot of time off and you want to complain, and then you feel as though that you got an argument when you say, I got there late, and you think they're supposed to put up with the fact that just because you're older, that means you got there late, it's supposed to be valid. No, you still getting right up. No, you still going to HR. No, you still going to get fired. Yes, you still in the way. And these are the things that we run into when we start talking about elderly folks going to work. We still productive, but we got to find our tribe and stay in our lane. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, we'll get ran over. We will go through some things. Type in the comments what you think. I know there's a lot of seniors that watch my channel, and I think we should find our tribe and begin to open up and begin to talk a little more and begin to sit down and have ourselves a cup of tea and really, analyze this thing. Do y'all think that the workplace is where we need to be in an economy the way it is? And you know how hurtful it is for you to feel like you might be 60, but you feel like you're 40, but yet they treat you like you're 60. They treat you like you're done. They treat you like you're useless. You're in the way. You're no longer needed. Your age is too old, but yet won't just come out and tell you that. They won't discriminate in your face, but yet they'll discriminate with you by the way they look at you. And when they throw your application in the trash, now you feeling some type of way. Now you feeling neglected. Now you feeling disrespected. Now you feeling like, oh, you want to go report them and this, that, and the other thing. But the fact can still remain. You can't do what these robots are doing. You can't outrun these robots. You're going to have to find out a different way, a different mindset to make your money and to make things work for you. It will be easier for you, even though you used to having things your own way. You done played Playboy and Playgirl long enough. If you ain't got that part down right by now, you can forget it. It's over and done with. At 60 years old, your thing should be is trying to survive in the economy the way it is now. You still looking for normalcy in a situation where it's not normal anymore. It's not normal anymore. It's not good that you be alone. It's time for you to allow the word to live in your life, that you may be able to live again in Christ Jesus, and you may be able to move on to your next life with the abundant life in Christ Jesus. Because right now, trying to stay afloat and trying to stay out in the workplace and trying to let your pension, the little bit of money you have made, work for you all by yourself, and you already know it's not working. You already see that the cost of everything is going up, and what we're going through right now is only going to get worse. You can see it, and the things that we are in the month of November. Now this is just me talking. Y'all don't shoot the messenger. I'm sitting up here brainstorming and enjoying myself. Why? Because my son is being occupied inside the house, and while he's being occupied, I had a few minutes, so I thought I'd come out here and brainstorm a little bit. So as I'm thinking about this thing, and I'm thinking about the seniors that are actually going through and how they can make it, how they're going to be able to eat from this day forward, because see, everything is moving fast. Everything is changing fast. We're into November now. Okay, it's easy to make decisions from November to the end of January. Why? Because right now, this is the calendar year. This is taxes going to be changed. New money be coming in for the beginning of the year. There will be new decisions that are going to be made. And trust and believe, if you are being supported, hear me very well. This is just me. This is just my opinion. I want to hear your opinion. This is why we're building a safe community over here where we all can share our opinions respectfully and to be able to be heard. And we want to do that safely and respectfully. So if you have a constructive comment that you want to put in the comments and you want to comment on this topic respectfully and allowing other people to respectfully to give their opinion as well freely and without no drama, let's just do that. And I feel as though that right now we're headed in a space where they're making no room for seniors. That you're going to have to make your own space. You're going to have to look after yourself. Because after this calendar year is over with and there's new money floating and new situations begin, everything that is already started, such as the situation with the SNAP program, such as the situation with the Obamacare, such as the situation with the food stamps, the Section 8 housing and the high price of regular rent that's not under Section 8 housing, and the housing market and housing crisis, the food crisis, everything, the tariffs, all this stuff is going to continue and it's going to get worse. And you're going to begin to see it to a place where it's going to affect, if not already, everybody in this, as they say, in this bucket or in this bowl. Is going to get stirred up in this bowl. And you're either going to have to get stirred up and pick up your bed and walk, or you're going to get stirred up, mixed up, cramped up, and you ain't gonna know which way to go. You're gonna be stuck in that bowl and not gonna be able to get out. You're not gonna be able to get out. And this is what I'm trying to talk about. A lot of people talk about the fact that, being they're being broke, or they being broke in, or they being taken away. Things are being taken away. It's not going to change. We just at the end of the year right now. We're at the end of the year. I thank God for the government opening back up this week, prayerfully, to go ahead and get back up and running so that those folks can get the money and the bills paid and get some stress off of them. I do pray that. But I want y'all to don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable thinking it's over, because it ain't over. We will be right back in this situation at the end of January. If nothing ain't done, we're going to be right back to revisiting this same situation. So therefore, how are we going to be able to feed ourselves going forward? How are we going to be able to keep shelter over our head going forward? And I'm talking about the seniors. It's for everybody, but I want the seniors. I want to hear what y'all think. How are you going to take your pension? How are you going to deal without your pension? How are you going to be able to feed yourself? How are you going to be able to cover yourself if you don't connect with other people at this time? That's strange, ain't it? It's strange to think about the fact that we're here as a nation, we're here as a country, and now it's like our seniors that should have been retiring, should have been on the beach somewhere, should not have to worry about this, where they're going to live, what they're going to eat, felt as though that they were going to be taken care of right up to retirement. And you find out that even the 401ks that people saved, they were good for that economy, but by the time they got to this economy, they didn't have enough money to even function with. A lot of them are empty in their 401ks, just trying to survive in this economy and trying to live the lifestyle they used to, not now knowing that this is a time to live below your means. You have to live way below your means to make it in this economy with the cost of everything going up. I mean, I've never seen it this bad in my 66 years. So I know I've been through a lot of storms, a lot of decades. I've weathered a lot of situations that God knows should have taken us out. But yet and still, if you are a senior, you're understanding my voice, just thank God that you made it this far and think about what you did and how you made it. You made it without a lot of things going forward. You made a lot of sacrifices already. So this is just another sacrifice that you're going to have to make. And you're going to have to just not be so closed-minded that you're just willing to try to go it alone when you know that you're really basically not strong enough and you don't have the money power to do so. You got to have some money power to operate in this situation here right now, because this is weird. This is crazy. We ain't never seen it like this. And it's not designed for you to make it. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to make it. If you make it, whoop-de-doo, good for you. It's a wonderful thing. But you're going to have to put in that work to make it in this economy. I'm just talking. Like I told y'all, I just came out here to vent for a little while and give my son a little space in there while he doing what he got to do. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think we can say to help the seniors that feel as though that they're useless, feel as though that they can't get a job, feel as though that they're being discriminated against, feel as though that they're in the way, feel as though that they can't afford to feed themselves, they can't afford to pay for their meds by themselves? Do y'all agree with me that they should find somebody to team up with? How else do you think they're going to get it? Do you think that our government is going to open up their wallet and start giving them a pay every month to afford this? No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Do you think that things are going to get better from here because the government is opening back up? Do you think there's going to be a big change at the end of January to the point where now you comfortable getting your food stamps? You ain't got to worry about Section 8 closing. You ain't got to worry about the food stamps going away. You ain't got to worry about the fact that the elderly are not getting enough food stamps as it is. From what I'm understanding, from those that are getting food stamps, I personally don't get any, but those that I've heard to get food stamps, they're only getting a few pennies as it is. And I just don't understand that, why they're not getting more in their benefits to be able to function. But you know, this is the world we're dealing with. And do you feel as though that our elderly, from what you know, and the elderly people that you have been around, or if you elderly yourself, do you feel like AI is taking over your job or has put you out of work, or you feel that you can't get a job because of AI? And what is your thoughts on these situations? Okay, and even now the AI is here, how do you feel that you're going to be able to support yourself by yourself on your own if you don't team up with somebody? I know a lot of y'all saying, I can't get along with nobody, I can't live with nobody. Then what is your plan? What do you feel? I mean, these are just, we can throw some suggestions out there and we can put it out there so that people may take your suggestion. They may take my suggestion. They may not take nobody's suggestion. They may want to still make it on their own, in their own way. But at least we done threw some ideas out there for people to start thinking about. Do you go back home to your children? Do you begin to find other elderlies to room with? Do you begin to look for a job and pray that somebody will hire you? Are you ready to be able to? Are you strong enough to be on the job right now? Are you using devices to help you along the way during the day, such as walkers and canes and wheelchairs and things of that nature that prohibit you from getting a job? Because, you know, even back then, back in the day, where I come from up in Dover, Delaware, they had a group called KSI, which I'm sure they still have them today. And the KSI was for the disabled, and they had a van that would pick the disabled people up from their homes, take them and let them go to work. And they would do things like go to maybe like a Procter and Gamble, and they would work maybe putting knobs on boxes. Maybe they would put baby wipes in a pack, and it would be like a group table thing where all the disabled would sit at the table, and they would count screws or something like that and pack them in a box. It was always something simple that they could do in order to make them feel productive. So I don't know if these organizations are still operating in your city or anywhere right now, but that would be something you could try. And you ain't got to be you don't have to be totally disabled to work with them. I think you just have to be of a certain age, because remember, aging is not a disability. Aging is not a disability, but to some people it is. But they'll think just because you've aged, you're useless, and you don't even have these other disabilities going on. Like, you may still be in your right mind. You may not use a walker. You may not use a cane. You may not have situations going on that show that you're completely disabled, but because of your age they would say you're disabled. Because of your age they say you're not able to do the job. Because of your age they would say you done aged out of the system and things of that nature, which is cruel, and it does sound cruel to a person who's trying to get the job, that really needs the job. And when I see a lot of our elderlies doing gig work, and then they get upset because they messed the order up, or they get upset because they didn't get the order there fast enough and things of that nature. That's all part of aging. You're not supposed to run yourself ragged at a certain age. At a certain age the body will slow down. The body is aging, and you got to allow yourself some grace and allow yourself to age gracefully. That's how I'm looking at that. But I'm just one woman just out here venting. Seniors cannot get a job at a certain age, and they're feeling the heat of it. They're feeling the heat of it right now. The way the world is, it seems like the seniors are being neglected because they feel as though that there's no way for them to supplement their income if they can't get a job. If they cannot, because I see some of the seniors still working at the Walgreens, at the McDonald's stand, at the McDonald's cleaning up. Some of them are working behind the counters, but some of them are sweeping and cleaning the bathrooms and things of that nature. I've seen some seniors. Where else have I seen some seniors? I've seen some seniors at the cash registers in different chains of grocery stores and things of that nature. So there are seniors that are still out there working right now. But it may be still hard for you to get a job as you go forward and as you begin to put that you're 60 and above, 65 and above on them applications. Don't be surprised if you don't get a call back, because AI is coming in and AI is taking over these jobs, and they're looking for less overhead, less problems, less putting in more time, people that can work a lot faster, a lot harder, a lot quicker, and the robots seem to be winning in this area, so they're putting AI in those places. So with that being said, that's my spiel on the fact of why the seniors cannot get a job. Why the seniors cannot get a job. So you type it in the comments why you think the seniors cannot get a job. And with that being said, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're on a journey. We're almost at that 15K over here, y'all. We're trying to get to 20K, but we're almost at that 15K. So the channel is truly moving. And thank y'all for being a blessing. And if and so you've not turned your notification bell on, please turn your notification bell on at this time so you will be notified when I drop my next video. And there is so many of y'all that are watching that are not subscribed, and I appreciate you and I thank God for you watching. But please consider subscribing to the channel so it can help us out. Y'all be blessed. I love you. Talk to you soon.